Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Walt here from Down the Block Sports, and today I want to talk about Major League Baseball. Awards will eventually come out after the postseason. I'm obviously going to do some more baseball previews coming up very soon after the division series is officially over, but one of the awards I want to talk about today is Manager of the Year, specifically in the American League. Now, this has a very deep pool of candidates, but today I want to talk about who I think should win the award, why they should win that award, and also go over some of those candidates to see what our options truly are. So again, I'm Alec Walt. This is Down the Block Sports. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. So again, let's talk about American League Manager of the Year. Now, most of you who've tuned into this video know where I'm going. It's in the title below. I believe the winner of this award should be Alex Cora. Alex Cora obviously was suspended last year and is back with the Boston Red Sox. This team finished 92-70, was the first team in the American League wild card, and of course today are in the ALCS against the Houston Astros. There are some very quality candidates here for the position. Obviously, you look at Kevin Cash, who won 100 games last year. A lot of people, including myself, gave him a lot of smack for trading Blake Snell. I personally didn't love that trade, but I in no way, shape, or form thought the Rays were going to be bad. Did I think they were a 100-win team? No, specifically in the hardest division of baseball, but anyone that watches the Rays operate knew that no matter who their starting pitching were, they were going to be fine. They were a team that makes those boneheaded moves in the past, and it pays out for them. The Padres didn't make the playoffs, and the Rays were the 1 seed in the American League. When you go around the rest of the American League, Tony La Russa did a great job in his first year with the Chicago White Sox, but he was in the worst division in Major League Baseball. The Houston Astros, Dusty Baker did a great job in what's looking like his final season as a manager. Yes, they did lose George Springer, but they were in a division that got worse, specifically the Oakland Athletics, who lost Marcus Semien and Liam Hendricks. Other candidates also include Scott Servais, who I do think will be the finalist with Alex Cora. He took a Seattle team to 90-72, a team no one expected to do anything in the American League. It looked like they were going to fall off towards the end of August. They held on, but fell 2 games back in the American League wild card. Finally, the Toronto Blue Jays, the team everyone expected to take that next step forward. They won 91 games this year, just missed out on the playoffs, but that young team and that core they've developed there in Toronto is absolutely spectacular. But with all these names, I still think it's Alex Cora. Now, Cora came to Boston again after that suspension, and I don't know if you guys watched the Boston Red Sox last year, but they were absolutely pitiful. They were pitiful on the bases. They were pitiful in the box. Their pitching wasn't great. They were one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. And that is why this year, they had the number 4 pick in the Major League Baseball draft. Name the last time Boston Red Sox fans were going to the TV to turn on the draft. The Red Sox sucked. They couldn't hit. Their defense was okay because they still had Jackie Bradley Jr. there in the outfield. They traded Mookie Betts, so the team was down. It looked like everything was done. Their base running sucked. They were a team that constantly got caught out on the bases. JD Martinez hit .213. This team was going nowhere last year. Alex Cora comes back. We're not seeing a .213 out of JD Martinez. And everyone knew when he got the job or return from the job that the Red Sox lineup was going to be great. I said this lineup could give them 85 wins on the dot. Their pitching could take them to the next level. Their pitching was solid. Their bullpen was up and down like most bullpens are. They got to 92 wins and ended up making the playoffs. But Alex Cora's presence completely changed the way this team played baseball. They were a bad defensive team for majority of this year. Look at them now. They're not playing bad defense. They were a team at times that got caught on the bases. They're playing pretty smart baseball right now on the base pass. I still don't love their pitching, but look at what Alex Cora had to work with. Nathan Eovaldi, obviously a stud. Chris Sale wasn't here all season. Even though he's been back, he still hasn't looked like the old Chris Sale. Martin Perez, up and down. Eddie Rodriguez, up and down. Trent Richards was so bad, he got moved into the bullpen. He also was given the questions, who's going to be a reliable bullpen guy? Did you hear of Garrett Whitlock before the season started? Great job by Chaim Bloom stealing him from the New York Yankees. When you look at what you were expected, what you were given, and what the final outcome was, no one came close to Alex Cora other than Scott Servais. No one. You went from the fourth worst team in baseball to a team in the hardest division in the league was able to put together a team that at times looked like they were going to struggle after the All-Star break, put it together, and made it to the American League wildcard game. Now, yes, I understand due to baseball's rules and fairness that they're not going to include games that are deeper into October, even though Alex Cora making it past the Tampa Bay Rays, the unanimous favorite in the first round, should give him the award automatically, but that's fine. I'll be fair and keep it with the regular season. But I work with a ton of people in Major League Baseball. I heard the previews. I read the articles. No one expected this team to make the playoffs. I look back at a lot of previews from a lot of very well-respected people in Major League Baseball, and the unanimous 5 teams to make the playoffs in the American League were the Yankees, Rays, Astros, White Sox, and then give or take Blue Jays or Oakland Athletics. Did you hear the Boston Red Sox there? What? No? Oh, yeah. Because most of you who I talked to going into the season told me this team wasn't going to be very good. They can hit. I was a little bit higher on them than most people. But here we are today, where the Red Sox are one of the final 2 teams in the American League. What changed in Boston? It wasn't signing Kike Hernandez, even though Kike's been a stud. It wasn't the return of Chris Sale, who, yes, did provide a nice boost for them, but it's a 162-game season. You got to find guys who can fill those innings. Maximize those at-bats, be smart through an entire season. The Red Sox were consistent for most of this year. They had that drop-off a little bit towards after the All-Star break. The Yankees surged. The Rays obviously took over from there. The Red Sox had to figure it out as things tightened up, which is exactly what they did. But outside of Scott Servais in Seattle, no one came close. Now, I'll give Servais a lot of credit because I thought Seattle was going to be 81, 82 wins at best. They ended up going towards 90 and looked like they have one of the best young cores in baseball. But if you're going to be talking about managers, I want to see someone who can lead this locker room into the postseason, let alone lead it into the postseason after having one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, still recovering from the Mookie Betts trade, which looks like they're recovering pretty damn well, and lead a team in the hardest division in baseball to the postseason and have 2 full months of high-intensity, high-pressure baseball and come out of it as the top team in the wild card. What else do I need to say? Congratulations to Kevin Cash. You getting 100 wins is flat out amazing. Congratulations to Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa for winning their divisions this year. Guess what? You were expected to. You had by far the 2 best teams in your specific division. Great job to Charlie Montoyo. He proved this year he is the manager to lead this team in the future for the Toronto Blue Jays. And hell of a job to Scott Servais. The work that he did with the Seattle Mariners this year was flat out incredible. The team that no one expected to do anything was in the race all season long. People were watching Seattle Mariner baseball in the final weekend of the season. We talk about it all the time. In football, in markets where there's a football team and a baseball team, the second September turns around, everyone shifts towards the other team. In Seattle, they were doing it for a majority of the month of September, but the second this team looked like they had a chance to make the playoffs, they showed up and their fan base was spectacular. The Seattle Mariners were relevant this year, and they deserve a hell of a lot of credit for the job that they did. But at the end of the day, one team, one manager made the massive difference in his locker room, and that was the presence of Alex Cora. The second spring training started, he talked about fundamental baseball, playing smart on the base pass, playing solid defensively, working through the count, swinging early, knowing when that balance is acceptable, and finding the arms to fill the innings when everyone, including myself, said this team didn't have a good enough pitching to survive here in the American League. But what did Alex Cora do? shut every single person up, including the man speaking in front of this microphone, made it all the way to the playoffs, and is now one of the 2 finalists in the American League. What Alex Cora did this year in Boston is spectacular. The turnaround that he provided off of his suspension was out of this world. You don't go from the 4th worst team in baseball to a playoff team overnight without having that big of a presence from the man speaking to the entire roster. For all you doubters, the Boston Red Sox are one of the 4 final teams in baseball. And a lot of it has to do with the managing of Alex Cora. That's going to be it for my reaction of who I believe should be American League Manager of the Year. Who do you believe should win the award? Feel free to comment that below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Down the Block Sports for more of my exclusive content. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you very soon.